So what I've got for all of you, 4 teams, 2 in each conference, 2 in the AFC, 2 in the NFC, that missed last year's postseason, that I am betting, not just saying that they'll make it, putting my hard-earned money on it, that I am betting to make the playoffs this year. And at BetMGM, where we tell you, dear listener and dear viewer, to make it legendary, all 4 at a plus money price. Let's begin in the National Football Conference, better known, of course, to you and yours as the NFC. Last year, right around this time, end of August, beginning of September, as we finalized our thoughts for the 2024 NFL season, I talked about a certain team. And what I said about that team was as follows. This team has got everything you need to cook with gas. Has got everything you could want in a team to be a surprise in a positive way in the NFL. Has all the ingredients to be a playoff caliber club. Except for the head coach and the offensive coordinator. And what I said was, if and when, and you say if just because you want to be nice, when this team fires the incompetent bozos that are in charge and makes a real hire and brings an adult into the room to run the show, I'm going to be on this team to make the playoffs. I'm not scared. I'm ready to win. This team held up its end of the bargain. Now I'm going to hold up mine. My first playoff team this year that missed last year's postseason. Your Chicago Bears. With Ben Johnson now calling the shots in Chicago. And I want to take everybody back 365 days ago when everybody was stupidly saying, and we called it out then in the moment, Caleb Williams walking into the best ever situation for a first overall pick. People ignoring the fact that the head coach, Matt Eberflus, was a bum. Good defensive coordinator. I think he can do a decent job in Dallas running the defense. Just absolutely overmatched as a head coach. And, I mean, Shane Waldron. It wasn't enough that this dude, let Russ cook. Like, not only was the kitchen closed, like there was a power outage on the block for the kitchen. Shane Waldron is a terrible offensive coordinator in Seattle and then a terrible offensive coordinator in Chicago. Going from Matt Eberflus and Shane Waldron to Ben Johnson, even though we haven't seen Ben Johnson coach a game as a head coach. But going from those two to Ben Johnson is like going from like a broken down jalopy to a Ferrari. And honestly, it's insulting to jalopies. Because a jalopy might be a piece of crap, but maybe it can get you sputtering along the way from point A to point B. Matt Eberflus and Shane Waldron go from point A to fired. You can't overstate how important this is, how big this is, going from the bottom of the barrel to the most desired head coaching candidate. I absolutely love, and we'll say it because we haven't seen it in the regular season yet, the theoretical fit, Ben Johnson as Chicago Bears head coach. And wouldn't you know it, but already, what are you hearing out of Chicago Bears training camp? That Ben Johnson demands accountability. that Ben Johnson is not going to settle for just good enough. No. That's what losers do. In every walk of life. You don't have to just look to the National Football League for this. Whatever it is that you, the listener or viewer, do for a living, like what I do for a living, if you work with people where good enough is good enough, you're never going to win. And Ben Johnson knows that good enough ain't good enough. And if you're a Bears fan, you're someone who wants to bet the Bears this year, you absolutely have to love that mindset. Let's talk about the players on offense. We'll get to the quarterback. Last year's offensive line for Chicago was like a moldy piece of Swiss cheese. Not only were there holes everywhere, but that son of a bitch was spoiled. Terrible. And Caleb Williams didn't help holding on to the ball too long, but Caleb's running for his life. This year's Bears offensive line, I don't think anyone should be shocked if we get to the end of the season and we say top 10 offensive line in the league. Maybe even pushing top 5. Top 5, top 5, top 5. The interior is badass. Joe Thuney, Jonah Jackson, Drew Dahlman. That's an awesome center 2-guard combination. I love Darnell Wright on the right side. If Braxton Jones can fulfill some potential on the left, and if he's your worst offensive lineman, this offensive line's going to be good for the Chicago Bears. Not average, good to great for the Bears. Weapons on offense. People are a little down on DJ Moore. I still think DJ Moore's got it. And now with Ben Johnson, of course he's going to be a malcontent with Shane Waldron. I understand. I would be too. Now here's Ben Johnson. Rome Odunze, all accounts out of training camp are that he's ready to take the leap after a disappointing rookie season. We're having some fun at Olamide Zaccheaus' expense that he's the starting slot receiver for the Bears. Caleb Williams loves him, but let's be real. He's keeping the seat warm for number 87, Luther Burden. And if Zaccheaus is good, by the way, it's not a bad thing to have too many weapons. Colston Loveland, 10th overall pick. Sam Laporta, anybody? In a Ben Johnson offense? Cole Kmet, the best second tight ends in the league. I think Michael Mayer from the Raiders might have something to say about that. But man, that's badass. DeAndre Swift, rookie Kyle Monangai. We'll see who the third running back, Roschon Johnson or somebody else. I like these offensive players for the Bears. Now, Dennis Allen might be a slappy as a head coach. I don't know why I said might. He's a brutal head coach. But man, Dennis Allen can coach defense. DA is an awesome DC. Now, I'll admit, I am a little concerned about the pass rush in Chicago outside of Montez Sweat. I do like the Grady Jarrett signing in the interior of the defensive line. I'm a little worried about the pass rush. But man, the secondary is awesome. Jalen Johnson, Kyler Gordon, a couple rangy linebackers, and Edwards and Tremaine Edmonds. This is a 10-win team. This is a 10-win team this season. Caleb Williams looked pretty good in that preseason game. Now it's preseason. Totally understand. I get it. Tyson Bagent, the secret Bagent man, also looked great in that game to the point that he got a contract extension today. And I love that, honestly. I think Tyson Bagent's a really good backup quarterback. And every team needs a good backup quarterback. Hey, Lions, I'm looking at you. Here's Kyle Allen a heartbeat away if Jared Goff goes down. Not great. The Bears, at least, you could feel decent if Tyson Bagent has to come in for any period of time. So I get it. It's just the preseason. It's against backups. But it wasn't just the throws for Caleb Williams that I liked. And there were a couple really good ones. The throw to Zaccheaus, the throw to Cole Kmet. He was great. I know the throw itself to Luther Burden was great, but Burden, man, I'm into this offense. I'm into it. The thing that struck me about Caleb Williams in that preseason game, procedural. Cool, calm, collected. Getting to the line of scrimmage, getting the play called, no penalties, everything looks normal. You might be out there watching and listening and saying, well, I mean, of course, like that's what should happen. I know. My counter. Did you watch the Chicago Bears last year? Like, yes, the bar is extraordinarily low when your head coach is Matt Eberflus and your offensive coordinator is Shane Waldron. Let's get the little things right with Caleb Williams. And that's what Ben Johnson's been preaching. Now, I'm not here to tell you, because none of us have the answer to this question yet. And it's not necessarily fair to Caleb Williams, but it is what it is. We have to acknowledge reality. Caleb goes first in the draft. Then here's Jaden Daniels, who I think is already a top 5 quarterback in this league. And like I actually don't even think it's close, and I think the whole debate is stupid. Like, it's your 4 guys in the AFC, and it's Jaden Daniels. Like, there's your top 5. Done. Period. End of story. I love me some Drake May. I know the Patriots didn't make the playoffs last year and, like, had a down season, but I mean, who wasn't impressed with Drake May? Bo Nix goes to the playoffs. Michael Penix Jr. looks good at the end of the season. So all of a sudden, you've got people, and I understand why with the way the season went last year in Chicago. Is Caleb Williams going to be a bust? Should the Bears have picked Jaden Daniels instead? And look, the answer to that question might just be yes. Like, maybe they should have picked Jaden Daniels. But that doesn't mean that Caleb Williams can't and won't be awesome. Because we watched Caleb in college. We watched him win the Heisman Trophy. We see the tantalizing physical ability, the arm, extending plays, like creating magic out of absolutely nowhere. He's a frickin' stud. It was the little things that eluded him last year. And look, and some of it's on him, for sure. If Ben Johnson can keep Caleb Williams on the rails, and that's clearly been like the MO of this training camp and this offseason. Let's get the fundamentals right. Procedurals. No penalties. Get up to the line of scrimmage. High completion percentage. Get the ball out quick. His natural talent's going to take over. One other thing to consider on Caleb Williams. Think about what we all said and thought about Ben Johnson the last few years. You know, I don't want to say he's like the most desired head coaching candidate in a long time, because this happens every couple cycles where it's like, wow, like this is the next guy. He was that guy. Could have had any job he wanted. Chose the Chicago Bears. Chose Caleb Williams. Do you think Ben Johnson took that job because he likes deep dish pizza at Lou Malnati's? Because he likes to freeze his ass off in the winter? I love Chicago. Just saying, it's cold. Cold in New York, too. Do you think Ben Johnson took the job because he's like, wow, man, like, let me tell you, Chicago's beautiful in the summer. Love the bean. No. He took the job because of Caleb Williams. And if you're one of the people, and I know you are, because everybody thought it, that Ben Johnson was the next big thing as far as an NFL head coach is concerned, then you have to trust him when he wants to work with Caleb Williams. The Chicago Bears right now at BetMGM, plus 165 to make the postseason. Bear down. Let's go. The Chicago Bears will make the playoffs this year with an adult in the room in Ben Johnson and a step forward from their young, talented second-year quarterback, Caleb Williams. You bet on this Wednesday. Let's stay in the NFC. Another team that didn't make the playoffs last year that I think is going to make it this year. An oasis in the desert. A playoff oasis in the literal desert. Calamity Gannon. Call of Duty Murray. The Arizona Cardinals. I've been saying it all offseason long that I'm into the Arizona Cardinals this season. That I'm excited for the Arizona Cardinals this season. And I'm going to double down on that optimism by betting the Arizona Cardinals to make the playoffs. Plus 125. I'm going to make it legendary at BetMGM. Last year, with basically no defensive talent, very little defensive talent. They have some, but not a lot. Very little defensive talent. Jonathan Gannon, like Frankenstein's, a decent defense basically out of nothing. Took like a bunch of crap, literal crap, maybe not literal, threw it against the wall, and it somehow managed to stick. 14th in defensive DVOA last year with very little talent. This guy can coach his ass off when it comes to defense. Now let's talk about the new defensive pieces added to Arizona, because this was clearly their MO this offseason, was let's infuse this defense with more talent for our mad scientist head coach / defensive coordinator. I know he's not the DC, but he's in charge of this whole deal, right? And let's see what he's able to fashion out of some more talented players. Walter Nolan in the NFL draft. Now, he might miss the first 4 weeks of the season. We'll see. But he's going to be back at some point early in the season. And all accounts are he's going to be a stud on that defensive line. A stud when he's ready to go. Dalvin Tomlinson. Calais Campbell. Josh Sweat was the best pass rusher last year on the best defense in the league. The Philadelphia Eagles. Will Johnson at corner in the NFL draft. And more rookies from this year's draft class. Darius Robinson. Can he take a step forward? Feels like there's excitement around Darius Robinson. Baron Browning and Zaven Collins. And Zaven Collins, like Nick Rallis, the DC, was saying yesterday, like this week, that Zaven Collins is going to be more of an edge rusher this season. Like incorporate that into his game. Kind of like this like hybrid player that the Cardinals like used to love drafting. Maybe he's found a home rushing the passer for Arizona. Garrett Williams is a good corner. Budda Baker is a monster. And Jonathan Gannon pulling the strings. I think Nick Rallis is a damn good defensive coordinator, too. I like this Cardinals defense a lot this season. Now, I said about Chicago that the pass rush outside of Montez Sweat made me nervous. And there is something with the Arizona Cardinals that makes me nervous. And it's a wider net to cast. And it's the offense. Just the offense in general. Because Arizona did like literally basically nothing this offseason to improve the offense. They are clearly banking on a second-year jump for Marvin Harrison. Hoping that Marvin Harrison Jr. can be close at least to Malik Neighbors, close at least to Brian Thomas Jr., close at least to Ladd McConkey. Because it was a disappointment. It's like on average, a good rookie season for a wide receiver, what MHJ had last year. But when you compare him to the other studs that were drafted early, let's call a spade. He's a big-time disappointment. We won't know until the games start. So like week 1, Sunday, September 7th, on the road at New Orleans. We won't know for sure until then. Reports seem pretty good at a training camp. All the highlight videos look really good for Marvin Harrison Jr. And if you think this is a pretty smart front office with Monty Ossenford and a smart head coach in Jonathan Gannon, that's a statement of intent by them. Not doing a ton this offseason. I think it's pretty clear that they think that this offense can cook this season. A vote of confidence in Marvin Harrison Jr. Trey McBride's a stud. Love Trey McBride. We don't have to say much more there. I like the running back combo of James Conner and Trey Benson. Paris Johnson, I think by the end of the season, we'll be talking about as an elite left tackle in the NFL. And I think the offensive line has got a chance to be good. Average to good this year. So really what it comes down to, in an offense that is going to funnel the ball to the tight end, so Trey McBride's going to be the focal point, what's going to matter for this offense, and what's going to matter for you, the listener or viewer, when you decide, hey, Do I like the Arizona Cardinals this season? Do you trust Kyler Murray? And I would understand if people out there said, no, I'm out on Kyler Murray. Like, missed some easy throws last year. Like the Rams game towards the end of the year, which like we were very happy with the outcome of that game with our Rams bets, but still, like Kyler left a lot on the field last year. Do you still believe in Kyler Murray? I do. I do. I still like Kyler Murray. And I like Marvin Harrison, and I like Trey McBride, and I like the run game, and I think this offensive line's got a lot of potential. And if that's true, and if it's also true that Jonathan Gannon's a kick-ass head coach, and I think that is true, and I like both coordinators, Drew Petzing and Nick Rallis, maybe both will be future head coaches in the NFL, then hell yeah, I like the Arizona Cardinals to make the playoffs this year. That price right now at BetMGM, plus 125 for Arizona.